So just some common things that are going to happen from this position. So first of all, setting a strong side control. I know it's fundamental, but let's just go through it. I always want to think about this knee being at the crown of the head. A lot of times our knee is down on the shoulder line, but now the elbow can just slip in without any resistance at all. So whenever I get a side control, the more that I can bring my knee up here, now when he tries to get his elbow in, it's going to be hard for him to do. So I always try and get my knee kind of like on the crown of his head, almost on his center line. This will make it a lot easier to start posting up, and he's going to frame the knee usually. And then this makes mounted triangles a lot easier. Okay. So I always want to think about that knee in a nice position there. I'm going to go into the armpit, pull it in, and set a nice strong cross face. Knees wedged in. Okay. So what's going to happen? He's going to try and off balance me. Let's talk about like the two main scenarios he's going to look for. Usually he's going to get his frames in front and get his guard, or he's going to wrestle up and get an underhook. So first, let's talk about elbow coming inside. This elbow, knee coming inside. So if I do my job right, I keep my head down, it's going to be hard for him to bring this hand in front. Okay. So now from here, what I can do, I realize I'm about to get my guard. He's about to get his guard back. I'm going to keep my head down on the shoulder, but I'm going to backtrack into a camping position. So I'm just going to shorten my arm and I'm going to bring my hand to his knee. So he's going to start pushing me away. I kind of let him do this and I pike up here. So I have my hand inside his hip. I have my hand on the knee and I keep my head down. So when he tries to high leg here, very hard for him to do. Whereas if my head comes up, he's going to high leg and recover. So I keep my head down, and then I'm just going to run in our circle. Kill the hips. Now I'm going to have to work my way back to his upper body. So as he frames on me, I just pummel inside, and I can just crash his arm and get in. So as a general rule, whenever I'm in side control, if this guy does bring this frame inside, then what I can do is go underneath and put my hand on my head and just kill that arm. So now he tries to push me away. I have the inside position. I can lock my 10-finger grip, open this up, pummel my head in. If this is always happening to you, the best thing that we can do is keep our head down and our ear to our shoulder. So now when he tries to bring the hand in, my head is in position. So it comes up. We go here, crush, open, and pummel. Okay, so that's a good way we can win a battle on this cross neck post. Okay, so again, we'll just show that recovery. He's going to get his elbow in and his knee inside. Right away, guys, do not double down on this position. Guys will try and sprawl out and try and pass, try and get around the leg. It's very difficult to do. So I'm just going to shorten everything. Frame. Kill the hips and move back upwards. Okay. All right, let's talk about, let's go this way. Let's talk about him coming up on underhooks. So let's say this guy really wants to come up on an underhook. He feels more confident wrestling up. If this guy off balances me a little bit and he gets his underhook, okay, the worst thing I can do is have my head over here. So if his ear is under my belly, he's going to wrestle up on me almost every time. I may be able to do something like this, but if he goes and grab the ankle, go to the ankle. He goes to the ankle, now I'm stuck. Now he can wrestle up easily, okay? So I just don't want to get there. So when he gets an underhook on me, I'm going to bring my head over the underhook. I realize I lost this position. I resist the urge to re-pummel because, again, look where my head goes. He's just going to bump me in the ass, and he's going to wrestle. So I'm just going to bring my head down. And now I know where he wants to go. He wants to get his ear under my belly. So I'm going to pummel a front side crossface. So now when he tries to do this, I can just hold him here. I do the same thing if the guy takes a near side underhook. So if let's say I'm here and he's trying to do the escape where he hikes underneath and spins, go the other way. Yeah, and then he's trying to do this escape. It's actually a good escape. So if I ever feel that his arm is inside like that, again, I'm going to go here. And then usually what I like to do here, show on this side. I go here, and then what I like to do from here is I like to use my knees to steal this inside space. So as I'm here, he's trying to go underneath. I'm framing. I like to stick my knee right in that pocket. Then I can go back to my cross face, and my hip is inside his arm again, okay? So if we're here, let's say he goes underhook. Fair. I go in, and I block. Now what I like to do is I try and win this back. At any point, if I feel I can't win this back, I'm just going to punch my arm to the far hip and transition to north-south. Okay, so I'll always just go to north-south if I can't avoid the recovery. If he goes in here, usually my go-to is I just stab my elbow into a bicep tie. Just like that, okay? This is super effective. Now when he tries to frame on me, if he does it, I just put my hand on my head, and I can go back in. He's got a near side elbow. I recognize that I've lost that battle, so I'm going to try and steal that. Or what I could do is hip out and get back inside the frame. Okay. Another thing I could do is if he's framing, and I feel like I can't get my elbow inside that hole because of this, we just go inside, make our 10 finger grip, open our elbow, head goes back inside. Okay, so what does this really look like? Your partner, the game that I want your partner to play, we're going now semi-live. This is going to be kind of relaxed. I want my partner to try and off balance me and try and either get an underhook or get frames inside, do whatever escape he wants. My job is to recognize when I've lost little battles to the inside and re-pummel every time. Okay, I'm not going to try and hold him when he has inside position. I'm going to backtrack. So if we're here like this, and he's already got one frame inside, 2 frames inside. The knee's about to come inside. So I'm going to drop my hip. That neutralizes knee elbow escape. When I come in, he's going to keep moving. Backtrack to the hips if I have to. Look, I just stole a near side underhook. What does the near side underhook really mean? It means now when I go to mount, there's no knee elbow on this side. It also means there's back exposure. So if you ever get a chance to steal a near side underhook, just keep it. I see some people do stupid shit like this. They take this out and they go crossface. There's no reason to do that. Don't do that, okay? So again, he's just gonna move for me. And it's just like semi-live, trying to just like out-pummel your partner. See how I brought my knee up? Why? Because he was about to get his frame back inside. So as he tries to bring that knee in, I just make my knee go inside. Now he's gonna frame, come back down, kill the hips. Keep framing. Maybe he gets an underhook. I kill the underhook. Right? Back inside. Maybe he gets a near side underhook here. So I feel like he's going to go out the back door. I frame to kill his head position. Knee inside. I'm switching and just transitioning through side control, north-south, as your partner's trying to escape. Okay? So try to dominate the inside position, whether you're top or bottom. That's it. There's no real way to win. We're kind of just like live drilling. Questions? Yeah, you can go to north-south. You can switch to different pins if you want. You could even switch to like this position if you want. Okay. If at any time he gets his arms inside, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna lose this. I know I am. Just backtrack to the hips and kill the hips. Right. So now when he tries to frame, that's gonna give me a chance to pummel inside because when I'm down here for him to frame, he's extending now. When he gets extended, I can steal the inside space. You got a question?
Yeah, when you go front side,
Yeah.
what is
Yeah. So why would I go front side crossface? Come this way. So anytime he's going to go into an underhook, he needs to hike me up and get his ear to my belly button. Go ahead. Here. So whether he's in half guard, side control, he needs this. Otherwise, he can't wrestle up. So when I realize he gets an underhook, now when he tries to go underneath me, he can't get his head underneath me anymore. And I win the small battle, right? And if he brings his knee to elbow on the inside, again, I could choose to go to north-south, or I could just camp. So I let him, guys, play with this too. Push me away. Play with this. Just gamify it a little bit, right? He's trying to recover here. I'm camping. I'm holding, killing the hips, and just going to keep trying to go into my side control stuff from there. And you can move around different side control pins. Anything else? Okay, let's go on 3, 1, 2.